What's going on, guys? In this video I'm going to show you the best play and the best concept in Madden 26. This is going to destroy a lot of coverages in the game, pretty much all match concepts. There's going to be three different setups. One is going to be going against zone. One is going to annihilate about 85% of any plays you're going to face online. That's going to be your main setup. And then one is going to be against specifically a cover 3 match. It's a little bit different. You can actually do one of the setups against cover 3 match, but it makes the throwing window a little tighter. This is going to beat a lot of things. This is going to not only beat match, but it's going to beat cover 2 zone. It's going to be 2-man under a lot of times, and any match concept. So we're going to get into this, and this is out of the bunch tight end, and it's in the pistol formation. You can do this with any type of bunch. However, this play action pass, I typically like the way that the blocking and everything sets up with play action, and this is a good one. Some of the play action passes out of shotgun, it's like you try to run them and you're instantly sacked. And I don't like that. They screwed the blocking up, in my opinion, on a lot of shit this year. So this is a good one to run it from. This can be found in the Patriots playbook, the Atlanta playbook, and I think there's a couple of other ones too. But like I said, you can do this, most of the majority of this stuff, out of regular gun plays. Just when it comes to beating some cover 2s and 2-man unders, I feel like this works better. Okay, so setup number 1 is going to be specifically against match coverages. We're talking cover 4 matches, cover 6s, cover 9s. So it's going to be palms, quarters, cover 9, cover 6. So first, let's just call this against cover 4 palms. Setup's going to be the same. We're going to streak the center slot. The inside slot we're going to put on a corner route, stem them all the way down. And then we're going to put square on a slot fade. Now you can do whatever you want with the tight end. If you want to just put them on a drag, you can do that, or you can keep them on the same route. You can block them. You know, if you're afraid that the pressure, you can do that. But let's look at triangle is going to be wide open for an easy one-play touchdown, and that's against palms. So I'm not going to waste a lot of time running it over and over again to show you on palms. We'll just move on to a different. We'll do quarters now. Same result. I guess there's no cover 6 there. Cover 6 over here. It's a zone. I don't know what playbook I picked this time. Here's a cover 6, so we'll run it against this. No different. So that's going to be about 80% of what you face online right here, of what we just showed you. Now we're going to do this against Tampa too. And this is what kind of differentiates this pass play against, you know, this concept of what started out as beating match to, you know, this, and 2-man under is going to be a big addition to this. It's one setup, multiple coverage kills. So and he hung that out to dry. That wasn't a bullet pass, but you want to pass lead that to the inside in a bullet pass. I don't know why it ended up being a lob. Let's do it again. Like that. That's how it was supposed to be thrown. So you want to pass lead that like towards the middle of the field and a bullet pass. But that's a one-play touchdown against Tampa too. So okay, so that beats cover 2 too. So let's find a 2-man under. Now this isn't my original setup for 2-man under. I do make one change if I know it's like a 2-man under. Instead of doing the center slot, we are actually going to do the inside slot. And this one, I don't know what defensive playbook is, but the way the D lineman is out there wide might actually screw this up. Just because he's going to get bumped. We'll see. See. And once again, it was a terrible throw by the quarterback. Anytime a receiver gets bumped like that, by the way, you see how he's lined up and he gets pressed. He doesn't get pressed, but he gets knocked off course. It creates block shedding. So we're going to block an extra guy. And let me see if I can find a better. You can see that he's still got open, but if he gets a free release off a 2-man under, it's going to be a lot better. Okay, so against 2-man under, you can actually, remember, you can actually streak the inside slot, put the center slot on the stem down corner route. My God, this is, never mind. And you're going to get the same result as you do against the cover 2 zone for the most part. Now, you want to take note that if your opponent plays over the top or something, let's play over the top. Well, I guess I can't, because I'm one. But a lot of times that will be a tighter window to throw that. And sometimes you can't throw it. So that's why you probably, against a cover 2 man, I mean, you still have routes just running this play as is that are going to get open. The tight end will usually win, and then, you know, you can make whatever adjustments too if you're not comfortable with doing that. Okay, so our other setup for match, the only other one that you kind of got to worry about is a cover 3 match. So with a cover 3 match, you're going to have a little bit different setup. God, this is a crappy playbook on defense, whichever one I'm in. I'll just call it overload 3 seam. Any cover 3 zone blitz is a cover 3 match. So the setup on cover versus a cover 3 match is going to be, we're going to put the inside slot or the outside slot O on a slot curl, the center slot on a curl, and then I like to put square on a comeback route. You can also do a curl there, but I prefer the comeback route. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Then you want to motion them out. And as you can see, that slot fade's going to get open for a one-play touchdown against any cover 3 match shell. So if we run this the way that we usually do, you can still have that opening there, but you're going to have to hit it a little bit. And that's why I like this other setup for a cover 3. So once again, I'll show this to you. Now if you cancel play action there and throw it like that, you can still do it with that setup. So this one setup actually beats cover match. It's just not always going to be for a touchdown. But if you motion them out against a cover 3, it will, if that makes sense. Okay. So now let's do something against zone coverages. This is another setup. So let's run this against cover 3 sky. Okay, now against the cover 3 sky, we're going to put square on the slot fade. We're going to put triangle on a streak. And I'd like to do this on a hash mark when it comes to zone, if possible. So let's start over on a hash mark. So in other words, on the left, of course, with the hash mark, you want to run this as is. But if it was on the right, you'd want to flip it. Okay, so that's your base setup right there. What I typically do is put O on a zig route. We're going to motion this guy out. And that was a terrible throw. But as you can see, with the pass lead down on the left analog stick, it's going to beat any zone in the game. The only one I wouldn't throw this down on, it would be like a cover 2 if you're going to do that, instead of go for the one-play touchdown. Because this route does also get open against the cover 2, as we talked about earlier. But so easy yardage. Let's run this against a cover 2. And remember, the tight end's a wild card. You can do whatever you want to do with them with this against zone. Actually, so is O, but that's actually a pretty good route versus zone. But as you can see there, you can also beat them on the sideline against a cover 2. I'm going to show this against one more zone, and it'll be a cover 4 drop. I don't know why Mahomes is throwing crappy passes today. It seems like maybe because I'm recording. I don't know. But when you throw this against a cover four, like I said, I have also a broken left or an controller that the buttons are sticking on it, so I don't know if that has something to do with it, but definitely going to town today and getting a new controller. When you throw this, you want to hold straight down on the left analog stick, press square, and keep him held down, and he will come back to the ball. But cover four actually covers this the best. But if you really want to get the corner to bite and give you more space, streak them both. Like I said, I don't know what's going on there with the crazy block shedding and crap that's going on, but this doesn't happen in game. So right there, we've showed you basically how to beat almost any coverage in the game using one play, and this 3 different types of setups basically. I'm going to do this against cover 1 press just to show you there is potential there, but there's also other things that you can do against these other things. I'm just singling out Jesus. As you can see, against a cover 1, you're going to have a potential right there with the slot fade, as long as you do it in the slot. Actually, we can do this. Yeah, block shedding is ridiculous. So anyways, guys, this is basically one play that's going to beat everything for not just dinking and dunking under the middle. You have one play potential versus almost every coverage in the game.